Hey everyone, this is an introduction to the online Bio 93. This class has several learning goals. In addition to standard ones like memorizing basic vocabulary, you'll also have to apply those basics to new biology and disease situations and recognize the basics you learn in this class to current research. Our course lives inside a learning management system called Moodle, and the starting page looks somewhat like this one. In this first section, you'll see a link to all of the topics associated with the course. You'll notice that the first activities you need to complete are listed here, and you can go ahead and start on them now. Once the course begins, each course topic looks like this one. There's generally a before we begin activity where you give your best guess about the topic before you start learning the content. The video is here, and this is the PDF I'd like you to download and print and take handwritten notes on to better understand the material so you have something to study from before you take the exams. After you've studied your notes that you will make from the video, you take a basics quiz, and then you'll practice putting that information to work in new situations in these practice questions. The practice questions are the most difficult part of each topic. When you click on one of these discussions here, you'll see a prompt that will be something like an old exam question or a new situation or disease, and you'll have to write about a paragraph of information in order to fully understand the information. Sometimes you don't write, you have to draw something on scratch paper and then take a picture of it and upload that, so be aware that that's coming. And after you have submitted your response, then you'll be able to see the other responses of other students, comment on each other's responses, ask questions, and I or the TAs will help you answer and understand the information. Your grade in the class will be based on the following factors. There'll be a little bit associated with the basics quizzes, a little bit more for satisfactorily completing the practice questions. You're going to have weekly short answer quizzes on Sunday night to keep up to date with the material and to begin applying it to new situations. And the final exam will occur at the end of the course. You can take it either at UCI or online using ProctorU. The weekly exams and the final exam are all cumulative. Online classes can be a nasty surprise for students. Most students are used to going to class 3 times a week, and you go, and even if you're not really thinking too much about the material, you're taking notes and you have a sense of all that has happened that you need to study for the next test. With an online class, it's all very invisible until you actually sit down to work, and if you're not careful, the whole week can kind of wander past. You'll realize you have an exam on Sunday evening, you haven't done anything yet, and it's Saturday, and suddenly you have a huge amount of work to do in order to catch up. And here's why the work is actually rather heavy. The videos themselves that contain the content are not very long. They're about 8 to 10 minutes generally. But in order to actually complete the notes that go with the videos requires at least an hour and often 2 hours in order to fully complete. So plan on taking at least an hour to actually watch the video and create your lecture notes. Then you need to study those lecture notes and take the quiz. So you've got an hour and a half. And then answering the practice problems requires a lot of thinking and stress and effort and posting questions on Piazza, and will take at least an hour to get through. And so overall, you're looking at least 2.5 hours of course content for every topic. As you can see, that in some weeks we have 6 topics. Some weeks we have a little bit less. And that's a lot of work to get through for a single exam. In addition to all of the content and all of the practice problems for each topic, you have to think about how do these concepts apply to each other, apply to previous material, how can I combine them in my exam questions. You need to figure out any misconceptions you might have or confusions, ask for help. Generally speaking, it's a large amount of work per week. We're going to assume that you're spending 20 hours a week on this class because we're going double speed, finishing in only 5 weeks, and that's twice as much time per week as we ask of our regular students during the regular quarter. So it's up to you to think how you're going to structure your time to get through 6 topics of at least 2.5 hours work per week. I happen to be a morning person, and so I might focus my work on the mornings and then maybe fill in a little bit of extra work on Saturday and Sunday. You might have to work on Tuesday and Thursday night and can't do that, so you would have to adjust when you're going to plan your schedule so that you can keep up with the course content. Now that you know that, let's get started.